Nutrafol is offering our listeners and watchers $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code FOUL. As a bald, which I am joining the club quickly, my dad was right. This is something that I highly recommend you do if you are worried about thinning that hair up there. They do a good job. And a lot of people have gotten really great benefits. So if you're balding, give them a shot. All right, let's just get into the news. All right, let's get into some heckin' news. Quite a few things happen here going into the final week of spring training as we get ready. News. I'm going to try to develop my skill at getting quickly through these things and just hitting them. All right?
Let's get into the news.
Let's get into the news, and our first piece of news is once again about the Big Dumper. He's done it again. He hits his 33rd home run before July. Which ties Hall of Famer Ken Griffey Jr. and Sammy Sosa for the third most home runs hit before July in MLB history. I repeat, that is the third most home runs hit before July in MLB history. He plays for the Mariners. And he's a catcher. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. You notice I didn't say Barry Bonds, by the way? He has only Barry Bonds, who hit 39 in 2001. What happened that year again? Oh, yeah. And Mark McGwire, 37 in 98. What happened that year again? Oh, yeah, both those guys broke the home run records, have hit more before July 1st. Those two guys. He is listed with Barry Bonds, Sammy Sosa, Ken Griffey Jr., and Mark McGwire. That's pretty good. I got to give him a little bit of love. He hit his major league, and he's leading the major leagues with a 33rd homer and a 6-2 victory against the Kansas City Royals last night. He also is leading the MLB with 71 RBIs, which is also worth noting. Pretty sure that's like half the RBIs on the Mariners right now, and he's the fastest Mariner player to hit that total since Brett Boone did it in 84 games in 2003. Interesting. He's also a switch hitter. He's leading the league in slugging percentage. And he is leading the league in slugging percentage both from the right side and the left side. How did I not read that before? That is insanity. From the right side, he is hitting 763, and from the left, it is 600 flat. And he's 30 home runs as starting catcher this year are tied with Todd Hundley for the most before August in MLB history. That's before August. It's just July. So he's definitely going to break that one. Big Dumper, continue doing what you're doing so that all my friends here in Seattle can continue to have something to enjoy and be happy about. Thank you so much. Moving on, Wilyer Abreau makes history with a grand slam and an in the Parker in a Red Sox win. He had a grand slam in the park solo home run for the Boston Red Sox Monday night in a rousing 13-6 victory at Fenway. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. The video, the ball hits in the craziest top of the wall in the triangle in center field out there, the 420 sign, and it caroms in the This is a once in a lifetime type hit. So you need to go watch that because Wilyer is not known for his speed, but nobody was getting thrown out with this ricochet. He finished with 2 for 5 with 5 RBIs and continues to rake. According to ESPN research, became the first player to hit an inside the park home run and another homer be a grand slam in the same game since Roger Maris pulled off the feat in 1958. That was 70 years ago. So congratulations to you, Wilyer. That was pretty impressive, and the guy can swing it. Tarek Skubal, what can we say about him? Skubal strikes out 13 on Sunday Night Baseball, and he seemed pretty jazzed, but I'll be honest. I think I might have been more. He did it against my Minnesota Twins, with the only guy really looking remotely comfortable at the plate being Byron Buxton, which, going into the game, Tarek Skubal, this is my favorite stat. We were really keyed up on this. Going into the game, Tarek Skubal had thrown 119 first pitches of game, 119 fastballs. Byron Buxton has swung at 60% of the first pitches of the game this year, which is the highest by 10%. So we're like, something's got to give here. He gets a fastball, he's coming out of his shoes. And what happens? Skubal throws a changeup. Because of course he does. But the best part about the whole thing is Skubal smirks and Buxton smirks and everyone's having a good time because those two guys were like, they know I'm the best pitcher, you're the best hitter on the team, let's go get it. And in Buck's defense, he put up some really, really good ABs, get him to the All-Star game for the love of God. And but Skubal would not be denied. At one point, he had struck out 7 straight, and we were on record watch. He got, I believe it was 26 swings and misses, and the first 7 strikeouts were all on changeups. He now has the most elite changeup in the major leagues by run value and by every metric, and he's top 3 in command. So the guy throws high 90s. We've talked about him a lot. And he throws it where he wants to, and he is legitimately unhittable. And he had a perfect game going into the 5th inning, which kind of got lost in all the other stuff I said. So, one of the most fun games I've watched on Sunday Night Baseball, and unfortunately it was against the Twins. But you gotta enjoy great pitching when you see it, and I gotta give him his props for that. Speaking of great pitching, Paul Skenes matched up against Jacob Misiorowski. We have covered both these guys at length. But this is what was so impressive about it. In Milwaukee, they sold out a pitching matchup between the Pirates, who are in last place, and the Brewers, a 3rd place team and a 5th place team. Now, this is amazing for a lot of reasons, one of which, these two guys are so electric, they're able to fill Milwaukee's ballpark just because they're both pitching. And it did not disappoint. Did not disappoint at all. We had Misiorowski struck out 8, allowed 2 hits and 2 walks in 5 shutout innings, and Paul Skenes got the loss in a 4-2 game. Misiorowski averaged 99.5 miles an hour. Skenes averaged 98.5. They represented the highest combined fastball velocity by 2 starting pitchers in the same game since 2009. Misiorowski specifically reached at least 100 miles per hour on 19 of his 74 pitches. He only threw 74 pitches. That's crazy. Establishing a career high of 102.4. And Skenes is like the veteran in this group. And he's like, you know what? I'm good. I've thrown 100 a lot. I'm all right. And the duel number 1 goes to Misiorowski. He's 3-0 with a 1.13 now. He struck out 19 when allowing only 3 hits and 7 walks over 16 innings. He's the first pitcher since 1900 with as many or more wins as hits allowed over his first 3 major league appearances, minimum of 15 innings pitched. That is impressive. If you can do this something for the first time in 124 years, I'd say things are going good. So shout out to Misiorowski and Skenes. I cannot wait to see these two guys match up, and they did not disappoint. So keep it up. You know what today is? We've already said it. It's July 1st. That means it's Happy Bobby Bonilla Day, one of the worst deferred contracts in history, when the Mets turned $5.9 million into $30 million. Today, 62-year-old Bobby Bonilla will collect a check for $1,193,248.20. I don't know why there's 20 there. That seems silly. And he will still continue to get that same amount of money for the next decade.
Building a hair growth routine is easy, only if you go with Nutrafol. Why is that, Todd Father?
Nutrafol, you think about hair. For me, sometimes the hair gets thinning. This thing will thicken your hair up as much as you need. You think about going to weddings, you're going to the beach, you're just hanging out with friends, and you want to take photos. You want your hair to look good, and this is the best possibility for it.
Yeah, and thinning hair is different for men and women, so a one-size-fits-all approach to hair growth, that's not it, okay? They have multiple formulas for men and for women that are tailored to fit different stages of life, okay? So go check out Nutrafol. Building a hair growth routine can be easy, and you order online. There's no prescription needed as well. Free shipping, automated deliveries, and for a limited time, Nutrafol is offering the FT fam $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code FOUL, F-O-U-L. Find out why Nutrafol is the best-selling hair growth supplement brand at Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code FOUL.
So silly. At the time, Mets ownership was invested in the Bernie Madoff account that promised double-digit returns, and so basically they gave him a contract with the idea that Bernie Madoff would help them pay it off, and now they can't because Bernie Madoff was, surprise, a scam artist. So the gift that keeps on giving, that's Bobby Bonilla. But guess what, guys? At the end of the day, we can all be happy for Bobby because he is making more money than, checking notes, Pete Crow Armstrong, James Wood, Paul Skenes, Riley Green, Hunter Brown, Andy Pajes, and Jacob Wilson. Frickin' baseball. Am I right? I love Bob Bonilla. What a great story. All right, last couple things. This one's a little more somber. Actually, it's not somber. It pisses me off. Actually, you're going to hear a lot of me being pissed off in the next 34 minutes. So buckle the heck up. Ketel Marte. If you didn't see a week or so ago, had some horrible things yelled at him from a loser from the stands, some really personal stuff that a lot of people did not like, including his manager who was yelling at him from the dugout. And it was one of those perfect storm situations where there wasn't a lot of crowd noise, so it was really easy to hear him. It's Arizona, it's echoey there, so like I know for a fact that sound really carries. So he was getting it from right behind home plate, and he was like, horrible stuff about his mother who passed away years ago, and obviously is a very sore part of it. It's just something you never get over, right? And that's just awful. So there's been some really great stuff that's come of it, but there's also some other players who've come out and spoken about their own experiences with this type of stuff. So last week at Guaranteed Rate Field in Chicago, Arizona Diamondback star Ketel Marte was brought to tears of field. Sorry, this wasn't in Arizona. It was in Chicago. Let me pull that back. Though you can hear a lot from Arizona, there are no fans in Chicago. So that's probably why you can hear it. If you see the video, there's a video of the kid who was doing this. And he is a kid. He's like he's like 20 years old, maybe. So at least it wasn't like a 48-year-old man with 3 kids with him. If there is a positive side, at least that's a positive side. Something was said. Everyone heard it. The White Sox displayed Baseball is Family, baseball community supports Ketel Marte at the Guaranteed Rate Field scoreboard the day after the incident. So they're playing, and the team themselves showed support, which I think is wonderful. And that fan has been banned for life from baseball. All big league parts. Now, I don't know how you really, it's an honor system, and I'll have to see him, but I'm sure we might have most wanted posters put around this guy. We've talked about this a lot. Jarren Duran had the same thing happen. Something very similar happened in Cleveland, and it feels like there's a whole lot of people bringing their internet personas into the real world and finding out that that's not how it works. And I could say, hey, don't do that. Hey, there's no world where that should be done. X, Y, Z, everyone says that. But what I'm going to say is, you're not this isn't a hey man, be nice situation. This is a hey man, you're a loser and you're in trouble of being a loser forever. So take this as a growing opportunity to realize the consequences of actions, and that not only are you not very funny, the reason people are leaving rooms when you walk in isn't because of them. So you need to figure your life out, or people won't want you around. And that's not going to feel very good. So I'm trying to help you, and I'm talking directly to, I believe his name, it said Chad online. I think that might have been a joke, but I really don't know. Figure it out. You don't need that to feel good. And just do something else. I don't know, say, hey man, you're not good at baseball. Try to find something to show off how smart you are. Interestingly, we had. I'm going to make this big for you. We had Garrett Whitlock's wife share some of her DMs she's gotten. Now, I don't know if you'll be able to see this stuff, and I don't really want to read a lot of it. But let's just say it's really horrific stuff about family members, and there are some betting stuff. No, it's about his kids, and we have people after Garrett Whitlock struggles on a baseball field attacking their children in DMs on social media because you're not edgy. When you have to go into the world, because you will have to, that stuff will not fly. So no matter whatever you feel, if you think it's funny and you're going to show your friends or whatever, trust me, your friends don't think it's that funny. They just don't want to cause a problem with you. Nobody likes it. And before you know it, nobody's going to like you. So figure it out. Leave them alone. There's so much stuff you can yell at an athlete. Just pick something else. Stop being losers. Thank you. All right, moving on. Something positive. Clayton Kershaw. Let's finish up our last story with Clayton Kershaw here. Clayton Kershaw is 3 strikeouts away from 3,000, and we are this close. This close to another 3,000 member of 3,000 club, and he'll only be like 2,800 behind Nolan Ryan. So congratulations, congratulations to you, Clayton Kershaw. He has an opportunity to become the 20th pitcher in MLB history to reach the milestone coming up on his next start, which I believe is later today. So support out, thinking about you, Clayton. You are one of the greatest of my generation, of our generation, but also one of the greatest of all time. I hope you get it, and I hope it is an amazing moment because you deserve it, especially with how hard you've been working the last few years to stay on the field. So congratulations. And he is also third in the currently playing players right now behind Max Scherzer and Verlander. So you got this, man. Go get it.